Springbok rugby is back. 3 tests in a row from this weekend: Scotland, England, then Wales. So, how is Rassie going to approach these matches? Well, first of all, he selected a very predictable, solid squad. Not too many youngsters or interesting selections, but I didn't expect anything less. I think he wants to win these 3 easily, go into the break with a solid year behind him. I mean, we should be team of the year. If we don't have a player being selected as player of the year, it would have to be a disastrous November window for that not to happen. Rassie should be coach of the year. We should clean up this year. Absolutely. Is it time for a prop to finally be selected as World Rugby Player of the Year? Many people are predicting that Ox should be that, and I agree. I've been saying it for a while. So obviously he's starting. I'm going with this predictable, solid starting lineup against Scotland. I think win these 2 games well and maybe experiment a little against Wales. So, Oxenchair, Bongi Mbonambi, Vincent Koch. Obviously Malherbe eventually didn't make it. Koch is the next in line. It should be as simple as that. Eben Etzebeth, Rua Nortje. I'm seeing plenty of reports that Rassie could spring a surprise against Scotland and start Rua Nortje. The guy who's played half a dozen consecutive tests, has been close to our man of the match, has been our go-to guy in the lineouts, has had a breakout year for the Springboks. Why would that be a surprise? Such misleading headlines. Oh, Archie Snyman might have started. He's probably better off the bench anyway. And Nortje is the man in the saddle, and he deserves to start. It really irritates the hell out of me. But they've got advertisers to keep happy, and they need clicks. I get it. So, yeah, but just be a little more creative, please. And don't use other people's reports to just copy and paste. It's pathetic. Sorry. Obviously, Sia Kolisi, Pieter-Steph du Toit, and Jasper Wiese. I heard something about Cameron Hanekom. I mean, he's one for the future, but he's coming later. Why would he start? It wouldn't make sense, would it? Kobus Reinach, Andre Pollard. The wings, obviously, Orense and Colby. Damien Dialendi, Jesse Creel haven't done anything wrong. And then Apelele Fassi. I mean, the guy's been in phenomenal form. So that's my starting lineup. Then on the bench, Malcolm Marx, Gerard Steenekamp, Thomas du Toit. He's supposed to be in great form for Bath, and he was already in the squad. I really like Volkulo, and he's going to play at some point, but Thomas was in the squad before him, so fair enough. Then, as I mentioned, Archie Snyman. Of course, you don't need another lock on the bench because Pieter-Steph can move into lock. I'm going with a 6-2 split, Kwagga Smith, Ulrich Lowe, and then Grant Williams, because he can also play wing, and Willie Leroux. He needs 3 tests to get his 100. I'd really like him to do it on this tour, and I think Rassie might be thinking something similar, because then, you know, if he wants to retire from international rugby, or Rassie says, okay, thanks, you know, but because Willems are now pulled out again, it opens up the way for Willie. Anyway, that's the team. Of course, we're playing on Sunday evening. Look, Scotland were very good against Fiji, but they effectively played against the Fijian Drua, who play in Super Rugby. A lot of their top players weren't available because it wasn't in the international window, and they were playing for their French clubs. So, or at least they weren't released. So, a full Fijian team would be far more of a challenge. But Scotland did what they needed to do. I mean, 50 plus, good for them. They played great rugby. It's going to be tough there at Murrayfield. What an atmosphere. The bagpipes, Flower of Scotland. Really looking forward to the game. England, they should have beaten New Zealand. They really should have. I mean, 3 tests this year. They had a chance to win all 3. In a couple of cases, it was just a kick that was required. So I do feel for England. How does that play into next week's game? You know, will they be motivated to show what they can do? It could go either way. But, you know, the All Blacks also do tend to find a way, and they did that. But I'm really hoping for a good, solid win. I mean, a win by 10, I'd be happy with, because Scotland are no pushover these days. So tell me what you think. Would you make any other changes? But I think he's going to go for the tried and tested in these first two games at least.